Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Let's continue our conversation about the creepy.
I Love Lucy episode. It was so awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're not going to talk to us. What? You have to finish the conversation about the Korean memorial.
The Korean memorial, and actually, what I found really interesting, we found out about the Korean memorial, is that it was designed by a World War II veteran.
That's right. Yeah.
There's something about all the faces on each one of those statues of those men who are sort of going into combat. Each one of them, it tells a story.
Yeah.
Of a certain aspect of the whole conflict, and it just
that vet was the actual man who created the statues. Not only designed the installation, but actually created the statues out of, I think, bronze. Yeah, bronze.
Yeah.
Very, very eerie.
Yeah. So I mean that, and each one of them, and you noted, Victoria, she's the woman behind the camera today.
Hello, everyone.
She noted that each one of the memorials has there's a different feel, there's a different kind of an impact that each one of them has, but they're all very much impactful, and then the way they're all laid out.
Yeah.
You might want to explain.
Yeah, and the deal with that, I was telling you that you really feel like you're walking with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was kind of creepy, but at the same time, yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Of the entire land.
Yes.
Of the memorials is what I'm talking about, with the Washington Memorial
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, he's talking about how the different angles of the U.S. Capitol, the Washington Monument, the Lincoln, the Martin Luther King, Pierre Lafayette, who designed the city, was thinking more of France. So the layout of the mall area downtown, this sort of wide open space that all the angles connect. So no matter sort of where you are, you can see those memorials. So, but you were able to tell that, didn't you, Michael?
Yeah,
when you were,
I mean, if you just look around, you get such a nice clear view of everything around you. It's pretty amazing. You feel so connected to it.
Yeah, although they're spaced out and you have this individual sense of each one when you're visiting, there's still this connection. Now, the last part of the trip in DC, besides the hanging out, drinking, that's mum's the word. We won't talk about that.
Look,
what do you talk?
We're talking about
because
that.
After you black out, what do you remember?
Yeah, exactly. We can't talk about that experience. But we did go to Busboy and Poets and had yummy food. But I want you to focus on the Kennedy Center, because that was a big deal to me that we got to take the tour. So tell us about that.
We went to the Kennedy Center, and on Sundays, between 10 and 1, you can do private tours. And we went there. We went up to the little greeting station, and there were two gentlemen there. And this one of whom has been a tour guide there, and I think he leads the whole tour guide program for the last almost 20 years. His name's Ernie, and Ernie's well into his 80s. Just had recovered from throat cancer, and that Sunday was his first day back, I think, after recovering from.
He's been out for a while, yeah.
And man, what a wealth of knowledge! He is like the Kennedy central computer.
Yes, and that's a good way to say it. Yes, he is.
With a little bit of Luella Parsons and Hedda Hopper kind of thrown in, TMZ, modern day references. He knew all the ins and outs and a little bit of bits and juicy gossip, and all those little tidbits that because he kept telling us they have to stick to their script, but they can embellish if given the opportunity, depending on who they have with them. And towards the end of our tour, he said to us, "I chose you."
Yes.
He saw us coming. He chose us, and there was another couple with us, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah,
If you want something to drink, you want to go get a coffee? Whether one of you want something, or
you get a coffee?
I'm gonna get a coffee. You want a coffee?
I think I'm okay so far.
Take a shirt back. Right.
Kelly, what about you?
I'm gonna get water.
Okay. Hey, you're not going anywhere. We've got to finish the Kennedy Center. So, how large is that place? They've got a lot of theaters. It's pretty big in there.
They've got the, if you go into the main lobby, which he says is about 2 football fields lengths plus some, and at the end of both ends of the lobby are these little modern stages that they just put in, these little
Millennium Stages
called the Millennium Stages, and they'll have live free performances, pre-shows before some of the big events. But they have 3 main theaters. There's the concert hall, there's the Opera House, and then there's the Eisenhower Theater.
Terrace Theater,
and then above
Family.
The Terrace Theater and the Family Theater, and they have a theater lab, which I think Sheer Madness, which has been playing for over 20 years in town, performs. So they have quite a few performance spaces of varying
And
sizes.
that second theater is the one that we all see on TV, the Kennedy Honors,
The
right?
Opera House is the red one with the red
Beautiful.
gold and the glorious ceiling with the starburst chandeliers. It's just unbelievable. And Michael Kaiser has been there for about 15 years. I think he heads the center. He's going to be retiring after this next year.
We're going to try to get him on the show.
Yes.
So you're going to be on with us to do those interviews,
good.
right? Yeah.
Because during his tenure, he has renovated each one of those spaces that we've been talking about, every aspect of that building. And what's interesting is that they get 55% of their revenues from ticket sales, but the government maintains the building
And that place is enormous. Just
and
the
amenities.
outside,
The amenities
yeah.
of the building, the upkeep of the building itself, and all the electricity and all that kind of stuff. So they actually run in the black. They're the only performing arts center in the nation that has that combination of individual revenue,
Donations.
government support. Yeah.
And what about? Don't they have some new exhibit? Like they do special exhibits all the time. And what is it? The Nordic?
Right now they're doing a Nordic themed installation throughout the entire building. They did the one that was focused on the Arab world, Arab community,
Yeah,
Arab
that's right.
culture, and they said that was a big hit. And so, a lot of those types of events, those types of themes that last for months, are actually paid for by the individual nations that they're featuring.
But you know something else that I thought was really cool and interesting when he talked about how basically like they have like all these different countries and people who want to give to be a part of the Kennedy Center because it's like a prestigious thing. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and that's what makes the Kennedy Center. Ernie was our tour guide was remarking sort of unique for any similar kind of entertainment center throughout the world. That the Kennedy Center is one of those places. He said he didn't mean this tongue in cheek, but he said it's almost like we have to turn them away. You know?
Yes.
To give, to be a part of to be a corporate sponsor and have your name on that one wall is quite an honor, and you have to have given quite a
Sizable
considerable
donation,
amount.
yes, a
Yeah.
general amount, yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a great time. That was a big deal for me that you go to the Kennedy
Yeah, and that
Center.
half-hour tour ended up being like what, 2 hours?
It was 2 hours, yeah. It was only supposed to be, I think, like 45 minutes, but clearly he spent a lot of time with us, yeah. So, okay, so we're going to pick up again with Michael Taylor Gray when we are in New York. So we're on the train, we're headed up, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Oh, there's Michael. He got our coffee.
Coffee's arrived.
Coffee's arrived. Coffee. All right, kids.